Hurricane Ian made landfall here in Fort Myers last September, severely damaging or completely wiping out much of the infrastructure, and sadly costing more than 70 people their lives. 4 months on, there is still evidence of Ian on the coastline here, but Fort Myers is working tirelessly to clear up its beaches, repair its restaurants, and reopen its shops ready for the return of tourism. I've spoken to local business owners and knowledgeable residents to find out how the hurricane impacted them, how the recovery process is going, and ultimately if Fort Myers is ready to welcome back Brits. I just wanted to ask you really what impact the hurricane has had on businesses directly on the seafront here.
Yeah, so such a huge impact, obviously. Every single business on the island, every single home, every single residence, every condo on the island, animals, everybody, we've all been impacted by the storm. Businesses, obviously, particularly, many of them have lost their buildings. Many folks who own the land that the building sat on. I happen to own one of the small hotels, Sea Gypsy Inn, and I own the land under it, so we've lost the building and the gift shop and all of that. So clearly it's been a massive impact, and one that we always knew could potentially happen, but one that you never think is going to happen to you. So.
And you mentioned the wildlife there.
Yeah.
What changes have you seen in the kind of ecosystem?
So clearly the amount of debris from all these buildings that have disappeared, been taken away, have been damaged. You know that we're a barrier island, we're 7 miles long, so that debris has filtered off into the Back Bay and the Gulf. However, I can tell you 120 days plus later, the wildlife is back. It's incredible to see how resilient even our dolphin population and our seabirds, you know, the different types of seabirds. We have a nesting area even on the beach, and all of them are back. And the fish, the minnows and the fish, more even than before. And I have to tell you, we were out yesterday on a boat going around the whole island, just kind of first time checking it out. And the water is clearer in our Back Bay than I've seen it in
a long time.
A decade.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, a long time. A long time, and it's a number of factors, but it's incredible how Mother Nature is so resilient and able to repair herself so quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the plans to rebuild in the Fort Myers Beach area?
So every business on the island obviously is in different stages, but I see businesses helping businesses, I see residents helping residents, I see residents helping businesses, businesses helping residents. It's been pretty incredible, but almost all have some sort of plan to rebuild, bring their stores back, get back to work as quickly as we possibly can. And you're seeing that up and down the boulevard right now with all these little pop-ups.
I've just been down the beach and
yes.
went and had a drink. In the bar that was destroyed during the hurricane, they've popped up. They've got music there, they've got a guitarist.
I love it.
They're serving drinks off of a little cart.
I love it.
It's just resilience.
I love it. Our Moss Marine on the Back Bay had their first weekend concert. We had over 400 people at the outdoor concert on their marina grounds. A couple weeks before that, we had a concert up at the beach bar, which is on the beach side of the island, and there were almost 500 people out there for live music. There is live music every night on the island right now. You can find people all over the place bringing live music back, and that's a big part of who we are on Fort Myers Beach. So come down and please enjoy yourself safely. But yes, massive plans to do that. And interestingly enough, we have new business owners coming in, which we're very excited about.
That is exciting.
Yes,
yeah.
It's new energy and new blood and new drive to the community with fresh ideas. And that's a big part of what we are right now and how we're kind of managing this.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest draw for UK travellers right now? What about Fort Myers Beach is going to bring them here? What's going to make them say, I want to come to Fort Myers Beach?
I hope you show this sunset, right? The sunset has not changed. Our beaches are gorgeous. Actually, we're saying amongst all of ourselves that we think the beaches look better now than they've looked in decades. They're beautiful. The sand is beautiful. The water is clear. It's warm. We've got our beautiful weather. It's sunny and welcoming, and yeah, we're a little bit tattered around the edges here on the island, and it's going to take us some time to get our pretty back as far as foliage and trees and things like that. I see it happening already, but our water is still warm and our sunsets are still beautiful. Our food is delicious in the restaurants, and we do need the support of our volunteers and our tourists and things like that. I'm calling it volunteer tourism.
Okay.
Getting calls from folks who want to come and help. I'm hearing there's going to be some kayak groups coming out to do mangrove cleanups and stuff like that, and it's a great way to get out on the water, enjoy the day, and really contribute and help.
How would visitors get involved with this volunteering tourism?
Gosh, well, please feel free to check with the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the president of the Chamber on the island. We have a list of groups that are doing different activities all the time. You can go on the Chamber's website, find out what's going on. We have a radio called Beach Talk Radio. Feel free to follow Beach Talk Radio. They do a great job of keeping people apprised of what's happening coming up for the next week. I know Lee County Visitor Convention Bureau, they have on Monday it comes out what's to do this week in Fort Myers. You need to come and be a part of the rebirth and the recovery. And honestly, right outside of Fort Myers Beach here, it's like nothing much has happened. Everybody else inland is, in town, they're fine. So it really is just our barrier islands. But we could sure use the help, and we would love for folks to come and see us.
Did you have to pause any hotel developments when the hurricane hit in September?
Yes, we did. We were supposed to open up September 15th. And due to the storm and probably more so getting in and out of the beach area, the hotel was built to withstand a Category 5 hurricane, and it performed brilliantly. We did lose one building it was a historic building that we were going to leave just as a great story to tell about Fort Myers Beach. It was called the Cigar Hut. We were going to use it inside of the beach club as our towel hut and restrooms and the Salty Rim Bar. Unfortunately, that building didn't survive, but the new build, the main building and the other two buildings survived fine. We experienced about a 6-week delay, so we hope to open up before the end of October.
Travel agents know and love the Margaritaville brand already. What can you tell us about this Margaritaville hotel and how it's going to differentiate itself from other resorts? Has it got any unique selling points?
Yeah, it has quite a few. I like to call it small but mighty. So it has 254 rooms, but it has 5 restaurants, a full-service spa, retail. It has a 650-seat beach club on the beach with a pool. It has a 40,000 square foot terrace on the second floor of the main building that overlooks the sunset. Those types of attributes you just don't normally find in a hotel that's 254 rooms.
And what demographic are you going to be appealing to with this new Margaritaville?
It used to be that Margaritaville was about Parrot Heads, Jimmy Buffett fans, but now as the brand has grown, it's really appealing to all demographics. So with the type of attributes that we have, we're very good for families, for couples, groups. I see this resort, a lot of people that are going on bachelorette parties, group travel here to enjoy the scene, because with 5 restaurants and a spa and live music and the beach and the pool, you can really have a great extended vacation here.
And what about activities? Have you got any fun activities that you're going to bring to guests?
Well, music is a very big part of Margaritaville. So we have live music that'll be here 7 days a week in different spots depending on the crowd, but we have a live sound stage in Fins Up Beach Club. We're going to do both free and curated events, meaning we'll have events that are free that we just do for fun for families, people sitting around the pool, delighters, games, all that kind of stuff. But we'll also have some things that, we might do an art class or a wine tasting or teach you how to make a margarita. So curated things that you can sign up for a small fee and enjoy it that way.
Fortunately, we're on the opposite side of the beach. We're on the back bay, which is only less than a half mile from the beach. But when the water flowed through, we were fortunate enough that obviously flooding and wind, and debris caused some effects. So we were shut down for a little while. But both of our buildings are up to code, so they're pretty safe, and structurally they were really good. So we were able to get open within a few weeks at WAHOO Willies. And then we just opened recently here at SNUG Harbor. And there's more and more restaurants opening and homes on the bay where people are living in them now, and they're fine.
Am I right in thinking WAHOO Willies was due to open just the day before the storm hit?
Correct. WAHOO Willies actually had 2 practice nights where we had we had the food, we had the liquor, we had people come in and try our food and sample things. And then the Monday before the hurricane, they called the emergency meeting to the town hall, and at 1 o'clock on that Monday, before the storm, they shut everything down on the island.
And what kind of food could visitors eat at your restaurants?
Okay, at WAHOO Willie's, we're kind of a tiki bar, casual. We do fish and chips. We have delicious sandwiches and flatbreads and pizza. And here at SNUG Harbor, my partner Nick Ruland, who you just met, he actually unloads commercial fish. So whether it's his fish or fish he's getting from a purveyor or oysters that he gets in all the time, it's we get the best of the best seafood. So I really feel like we have the best seafood on Fort Myers Beach.
Are visitors coming back to you now? Are you seeing good visitor numbers?
Very much so. And the first few weeks, there was a curfew on the island. And then when the curfew lifted and people realized they could come over, because a lot of people from even neighboring towns didn't want to come to the beach because they didn't think they were allowed. But they've done a tremendous job of the beach, sifting the sand and making it really pretty again. And so a lot of visitors are coming back.
What are your predictions for the future of tourism at Fort Myers Beach?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think that Fort Myers Beach, everyone now has heard about the hurricane and heard the damage we had, but they also know that this is a little gold spot, and it's just so beautiful. It's next to Sanibel Island. The Back Bay is so nice. The Gulf is pretty. So I think that the tourism is going to be really strong. Fort Myers Beach is definitely a place to visit because of our location and the weather. And is it going to be the same as it was a year ago? Absolutely not. But every week, every month, it gets closer and closer to that. And there are many businesses that are open and looking forward to having travelers come and visit.
Ben is a Tiki bar boat owner. You can see one of his boats behind us here today. He operates these out of Fort Myers Beach. He brings visitors on board. They can have some drinks, see the sights. It's a fantastic business that you've been running for how long?
We've been running a little over a year now.
Okay, great. Obviously, Hurricane Ian drastically impacted the coastline here and your coastal business. Are you able to tell us a little bit about how the hurricane impacted your Tiki boat business?
When the hurricane hit, we had the boats tied up, and they wound up getting lifted by the storm surge, and they wound up on top of some docks. Fortunately, they weren't damaged bad, so we were able to bring them back, rebuild them, get them back in shape, and get them ready to go. So we've been closed now for about 4 months. We got 2 of the boats that are ready to go. They're going to actually go down to the beach in the next couple of weeks, and they're going to be running out of SNUG Harbor. So we're looking forward to that. People are anxious. We're getting calls every day. We get people on our website, when you guys back up and running, because we built a good client base. So we're looking forward to it coming back.
And am I right in thinking you do all types of trip in terms of stag parties, birthday, anniversaries?
Yeah, I mean, we do all kinds of tours. So we've got the 90-minute tours, we've got 3-hour tours, 4-hour tours, and 6-hour tours. But we have some people that maybe a bachelorette party, they want to go to the beach for the day. We'll take them up, dock in the sand. They can walk around the beach. They can get the water. They can do, whatever they want to do. So it makes it nice. And then we just do personal tours too.
And you operate 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd say to the UK people, just come on down and see us. We'll take you out on a trip. You can see all the beautiful waters and all the beautiful sights that we have down here in South Florida. You're welcome to come.
Months on, how is the recovery going?
Well, 4 months on, the recovery is going very well. We have got the vast majority of the debris cleaned up from the inland parts of our county. In town, you'll find that actually things are operating very much like normal. People are back in school, people are back to work, restaurants and commerce are open. So things are happening a lot like normal inland. On the barrier islands, there's still a lot of recovery work to do.
The beaches are a huge draw for UK visitors. Are the beaches open? Are there some that are open, or yet some that are still undergoing cleanup processes?
The beaches are definitely not open in the traditional sense that you would experience them here in our area. Typically, you would see beautiful white sandy beaches packed with cars and people this time of year, especially during what is our traditional season. That's not happening this year. Many of our beach resorts that cannot be open fully, that cannot have residents or customers right now, are opening some of their beachfront as they get it cleaned and as they get it repaired. They're opening some of their beachfront. They're allowing some people to come and park for the day and enjoy the beach for the day, but many of the amenities are not quite back on the beach yet. What's next for us when it comes to tourism is to continue to get everything back to functional as quickly as possible. So repair might take several years for some of the resorts that were badly damaged. However, we want to get the paradise back to functional paradise. So if we can find ways to help section off or cordon off the parts that need to be repaired, that where it might not be safe to have visitors, we want to do that, and we want to repair the beach. We want to repair as many amenities as we can and allow people to use what is there and what is available as soon as possible. In fact, our goal by the 1-year mark of this storm, which would be around September of this year, would be to have the beach fully usable again, with the repairs still needing to be done to many of the private properties.
You mentioned hotels and resorts there. What is the status of the hotels and resorts? Are the majority of them back open? How many have to shut down in the first place? And could you give us an overview of the accommodation?
Well, about a third of our rooms are actually closed right now, and those are really the rooms that were along the beach and shoreline. So if you're looking for that traditional beach vacation this year, it's probably not going to happen. Our hotels that are open are the ones that were inland, that didn't flood. Those hotels are actually very busy, very full right now. Occupancy rates are extremely high.
So are tourists actively visiting Fort Myers at the moment? Have you seen any UK travellers come back? Yeah, how long do you think it will take for the numbers to return to how they were pre-hurricane?
We know tourists are actually visiting our area, although tourism is down. We estimate that for this year, our tourism is going to be down somewhere between 40 and 60%, which will have a dramatic effect on our economy. We're working very hard to get things rebuilt as quickly as possible because our jobs and our businesses count on tourism in order to make a living and survive. So we want to get them back as soon as possible. But yes, tourism is actually happening. It just looks a little bit different this year. We have an amazing downtown in Fort Myers where I think you could come and enjoy the arts scene that we have down here, eat at some really interesting local restaurants, have maybe one of the best burgers you've ever had in your life. You can really create your own story and your own unique vacation here.
And what is your message to UK and Irish travel agents right now?
Yeah, so my message is we are open for business, especially the closer we get to summer and the 1-year anniversary of this storm. We will be more and more in business. While things aren't fully back open, many of the resorts, many of the amenities here have opened in some way, and they're trying to help serve their guests in some way possible. And so this is a year where our businesses count on it. We count on tourism to come back in order to help our economy survive. And so I would say, please give us a second look and know that we're working very hard to make this the destination that you've always known it to be. In fact, we want it to be even better when we repair.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, and best of luck in the rest of the recovery process.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Fort Myers is still very much feeling the effects of Hurricane Ian, with a long way to go, likely years before the destination will be fully recovered. But the spirit and the resilience of residents is undeniable, with many local tourism business owners seeing this as an opportunity to better their businesses. Every day sees the reopening of a hotel, restaurant or shop, and long will this continue. The message is clear: Fort Myers is building back better and ready to welcome back Brits.